This is Cadillac Unscripted on 107.9 CDY. It's sponsored by Independent Bank, and we always love to spend some time with folks who are making a difference in the community. Katy Huckle is here with me right now. Katy, I didn't even test your microphone. You want to test your microphone?
Check. How do I sound?
I can hear you. Trooper Tillman, can we check your microphone?
Check.
I've got you both. Okay.
All right.
Did that? We should have done that before we went on the air, but better late than never.
That's right.
So we have Trooper Andrea Tillman with us from the Michigan State Police, and you're Trooper Tillman. You're based out of what office?
The Cadillac Post.
Okay, and you're here because you came up with this wonderful idea called Purses
With a purpose.
with a Purpose. I had to look because I wasn't sure if it was for or with. Either way, it would be great. But
absolutely.
Okay.
And so, Rich, let me just tell you what ladies get really, really, really excited about. our purses, isn't that true?
Yes, definitely.
So tell us, where did the idea come from?
Well, I had actually seen something on Facebook about donating your old purses to like homeless women in your community instead of just tossing them. And I had been working with the Oasis shelter before to do Stuff the Blue Gooses and fill their pantry and whatnot. And April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And so prior to that, we had all gotten together, me and the Oasis board, and we were talking about different things that we could do throughout the month. And we were coming up with the dates for the Stuff the Blue Goose. And I had brought up this idea of collecting purses throughout the month and then stuffing them with, feel-good items. And those could be distributed to survivors that come in to the shelter and are seeking help. Right. And so instead of, just leaving with some items, they could pick a purse out that they liked and put the items in that instead.
Right. Leave with something nice. Mm-hmm. Something, maybe a good memory after a hard time. Mm-hmm. This is interesting, Rich, because I don't know if you check and see what's in Julie's purse, but
I couldn't find anything in there if I tried. She knows exactly where everything is. And I wouldn't put my hand in the purse.
No, it's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
But so what Trooper Andrea has right here is toiletries, hand sanitizer, face coverings, socks, candy. I mean, who doesn't like socks, candy, and new face masks? I mean, that's kind of become like an accessory for us, hasn't it?
Face masks, definitely. Yep.
Right. And so the event is 4:10, so it's coming up. And from 10 to 2, and people can drop items off. Is that how you want us to handle that?
Yes, yep. So this year we're going to do it kind of different just because of COVID and everything. We're going to keep it as quarantined, I guess, as possible. So the Post, we are only going to be accepting purses on one day. So April 10th, I will be in the front parking lot. It's a Saturday. I'll be there from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. with the trailer. And so we'll be collecting purses that entire day. And then starting the 12th, the Oasis shelter in Cadillac, and then Cove, which is in Ludington, will be collecting purses from the 12th until the 22nd. Awesome. And so I believe they're just going to have kind of like a drop-off box or something at their offices, and then people can donate there. And then we'll finish up the month with a Stuff the Blue Goose on April 22nd.
Awesome. So, Stuff the Blue Goose, tell us what that is. Is that everybody bring donations again?
Yep. So we always, we usually do it outside of Walmart and Cadillac, and we'll be there from 3 to 6 p.m. on the 22nd. And so we'll be there with the trailer again, but we just try and get people as they're going into Walmart, just let them know kind of things that we're looking for and that it's going to be benefiting these two shelters. Mm-hmm. And so usually it'd be, to stock their food pantry or other different items that they need, but sometimes we get purses that come in that aren't stuffed with those like toiletry items and stuff. Right. And so we're also looking for those types of things as well so that we can continue stocking these purses and putting them out there for survivors to take.
So someone could bring a case of hand sanitizer and you'd put it to good use. Yep. Or, if someone didn't have extra purses, they could bring socks and candy, and those would, you're going to figure out where it all needs to go.
Yep, definitely.
Wow. Yep. And so you'll have it, probably have the bags at the actual shelter for folks and at the resource center. And then the partnership with Ludington, where did that come from?
So the Cadillac Post also covers Manistee County, and Cove covers Manistee.
I see.
Their main office, though, is out of Ludington. And so
Okay.
that's just where they're going to have that drop-off point be, just because that's where I think that's what's open to the general public.
Wow.
So
So, Rich, I don't know that many people know this, but our local women's shelter is unique in that it will take people from anywhere. And so, sometimes in the shelter circuits, the question is, are you from Wexford County? Yes. Okay, you can come. This is one that, I mean, if you're a victim of domestic violence or sexual assault, they will take you. They'll run the assessment and get you admitted into shelter.
Well, and that seems to make sense because some victims of domestic violence need to get away,
Right.
far away,
Right.
as they can, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Andrea, you were telling me that that this began in 2019. When did you know that you were onto something? That it was this was going to be a huge event.
Well, we pretty much got the logistics down. We got our dates figured out, and we made a flyer. And it's not as cute as this flyer is that came from Lansing this year, but we could put the flyer out. I think I put it out like at the library, and I sent it to my mom downstate. But we ended up getting a box of purses sent to us within like a week from a city down by the Indiana border, and it had like 20 purses in it. It was from a church group, and I have no
Neat.
idea how they even heard about it.
Right.
But we started it was crazy. We just started getting purses coming in constantly. I was constantly getting emails from people telling me like, hey, there's more purses at the post. There's more purses here. Can you go here and pick up purses today? And I'm like, sure, that's great.
The next poster needs to be a caricature of the very beautiful Trooper Tillman with a bunch of purses
Yeah.
running in her uniform. I mean, I think that's our next visual that we need on here. I mean, I can just see you trying. Your regular work doesn't go away.
No.
You're
No.
the big job, and then you've got all these people going. There's purses and more purses, and you're probably going, when does it stop? You flip to switch.
Yeah. I'm pretty much I go to a call, and then I go pick up a purse, and then I go to another call. It's pretty much how it goes.
So we have passions. Maybe it's homelessness. Maybe it's hunger. How did you personally come to fight this fight?
It kind of just, the Oasis shelter just came to us,
I see.
really, just for the Stuff the Blue Goose. And, everyone there is so great, and obviously they're doing great things there. And so why wouldn't you want to be involved with something like that? And so every time, they wanted to do a Stuff the Blue Goose, I said, yeah, let's do it. It's something fun that we can do for the community, and it gives back to them. And obviously I deal with,
You do.
sexual assault cases a lot, and those are really tough sometimes, and luckily there are shelters or I guess resources like the Oasis shelter that people can go to, and survivors can get out of the bad place that they're in and
You see it firsthand.
find some help, unfortunately.
Yeah.
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 So
Well, if money were no object, I like to throw this up. People who are raising purses and raising money, what would the goal be? I mean, if you wanted to hit the mark, how many purses and how much stuff do you need?
I guess I couldn't I don't know if I could just pick a number. I guess I think the main goal is this year would be to have enough supplies to fill all the purses. Because
see.
when we did it in 2019, we did get quite a few that were unstuffed. And I know that I believe the shelter got a lot that were empty. And so last year we were actually planning on doing more of just like a stuffing party kind of thing.
Organize the purses. Yeah.
Yep. So that we could finish filling them and continue that route. But obviously the pandemic hit pretty much right in the middle of us planning everything, and we had to stop. We weren't able to do hardly anything last year. So I think mostly that, so I've been looking into a lot of, I guess, looking at towards donations. I know we got donations from like a dental office last year or in 2019. And so we got like mini toothpaste and things like that. I know there's a lot of different places in the community that are willing to do donations like that. And so even if we got, big stock things of snacks, like,
Sure.
You can put granola bars or something in there. And so I've been reaching out to a couple different places just to see if we can get something like that coming in as well.
Rich, have you ever been around someone where you know they're going to have whatever you might need, ibuprofen, a safety pin, hairspray in their purse?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
I have.
Oh.
Typically, my wife. She has everything that anybody needs in her purse.
Well, I'm going to test that out the next time I see her. I'm going to ask her for Tic Tacs or a Snicker bar or something. No?
Ooh, I don't know that I would put a chocolate bar in a purse.
Well, trust me, I've done it. Have you done it?
Oh,
I've
yeah.
done it. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Not set it in the car when it's 90 degrees outside.
Right.
Yeah.
But I have to say that when women receive criticism for maybe having too big of a purse or for having too much stuff in their purse, I have found it is oftentimes from the very person who days later needs something out of that purse. What do you want to bet? I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And so that's a good time to remind them.
Yeah.
You know, to keep that purse full of everything that you might need.
Should we take a break?
Let's take a break.
We're going to spend another 15 minutes or so with Trooper Andrea Tillman talking about purses with a purpose here on 107.9 CDY. This is Cadillac Unscripted, sponsored by Independent Bank. Back in a moment. It's time for part 2 of Cadillac Unscripted on 107.9 CDY, sponsored by Independent Bank. Glad to have you along on this Saturday morning. Katy Huckle is here, and our special guest this morning, Trooper Andrea Tillman from the Michigan State Police Cadillac Post. And we're talking about purses or a purpose, with a purpose.
We are. And so what an incredible, her momentum that she has now with this. The event has gone statewide. And Andrea, I started thinking about the Blue Goose and Phil the Blue Goose in the Walmart parking lot. And, you know, there might be people that their only encounter with a state trooper is they were in trouble. Mm-hmm. And so now all of a sudden, here's these philanthropists in blue, out with a blue goose. And I think that that's healthy for people to see. Definitely. That you're there to help. You were always there to help, but people might not want to play by the rules, see? What do you think about that?
It is. It's kind of funny because we will be outside of Walmart, and every once in a while, someone will come up to you and they'll be like, "I think you arrested me before," you know. And that's always kind of like, well, that's awkward. But do you want to donate to the Oasis shelter? You know, would you mind?
That's funny.
So every once in a while, but it's always. I've never had a bad interaction, I guess, with someone that I've maybe encountered in a different scenario, and a lot of the times, you know, people make mistakes. It doesn't necessarily mean, you know, you're a bad person. Right. And just because I'm a cop doesn't mean that I'm not a person either. And so it's easy for me to talk to people. And, you know, we're there for different reasons. Right. And so you just talk to people. Right.
I mean, but I do think, Rich, it's a little bit of a breaking through a barrier in that, that you're approachable and that you're helping in the community above and beyond how you're already helping the community. And what a gift that is for Cadillac. I really, really appreciate this. Tell us about how your project grew wings, and is now statewide. And can you tell us about the Michigan State Female Police?
Yeah. So there's a couple different committees that are department-wide, but it involves civilian and enlisted women throughout our department. Okay. And it's all about their employee resource groups, Women Leading Change. But there's one specific group that was towards community involvement. Okay. And on one of our initial meetings, we had talked about different things that our group could do department-wide that didn't have to be all of us together in one place. It could be, you know, at our different satellite locations, at the posts and at the detachments. And so I ended up bringing it up to the chair of the committee, and me and her talked about the logistics of it and what I did in 2019 and how we had a really, really good response from our community. And so she ended up sending it off to a bunch of other women in Lansing and just kind of pitched the idea and thought about and asked them, you know, what they thought about it and if we thought it was plausible. And luckily, a lot of people did, and some women from Lansing had been around in 2019 too and remembered it the first time that we did it, because we ended up, my post commander and me went down to Lansing and picked up a ton of purses because he advertised it really well down there as well. Nice. And so we picked up a ton of purses down there. So they had all already heard about it. And they just went with it, and they blew it up. They made this awesome logo, the Purses with a Purpose logo, with our
It's
cute
awesome.
bag. I know, it's so cute.
Everybody has got a Michigan State Police logo stamped on the purse. I love it.
But yeah, it's a lot cuter than the flyer that I made in 2019 with
You
with,
can't do it
with
all
paint.
either,
Yeah,
see, you know?
So, but yeah, so they did a lot of work down in Lansing and really pushed it out to the department. And so, I mean, I couldn't have done it without, all the help and all the support that I've had from everyone. So It really just...
The thought of someone leaving shelter after they receive counseling and life skill coaching and all of this, but then they've also got a bag filled with things that, aren't that fun to spend money on, face masks and hand sanitizer, that's heartwarming. And from a female perspective, Rich, we get close to our purses. I mean, without sounding too materialistic, we do. It's an investment, isn't it, Andrea? Mm-hmm. The purse is an investment. And so then you think to yourself, well, I really want a new purse, but I can't really justify a new purse because there's actually nothing wrong with this purse. Mm-hmm. So the thought of being able to, give that away and feel good about it, spend a lot of money on this. I want a different purse now, or I want to switch to my summer purse, but I'm going to put this into play and it's going to go into good use. That's a winner right there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
It's very interesting because, you're talking to a guy here, and most guys will wear their underwear until it practically falls off.
Oh boy, the elastic and all that, isn't it?
I don't know what it is, but you're able to part with things a lot easier than guys are, but so it goes.
Well, and part of it too is guys want to buy stuff like, golf clubs and, guns and stuff like that. And girls like to buy clothes and purses and shoes. And I think it's fun to see such a feminine side to, the tough persona of a state cop. Mm-hmm. I think it's really special. And I think that's one of the other things besides the class, which is just, I'll use a cop word. It's a bulletproof class. The work that Oasis does is incredible in that putting lives back together, but then also they have folks that go into houses and teach people how to be better parents and coach on how to not get back into a cycle with this. So they are doing it all. And so important that Andrea's got the purse thing going. We've got Celebrate Women coming up in June. Amber let us know in a Zoom meeting that they hadn't had an actual fundraiser for way too long because of COVID. Mm-hmm. And everything's having to be reworked. So our luncheon that had 250 female guests at it now has a capacity for 100. We've got to figure out other ways to do this and to raise money to help these folks. And Andrea's going to lessen the sting because they're not going to have to go buy all this stuff for ladies. It's going to be sitting there in bags. And I think you're going to cast a wide net of women, because not everybody can write a check for $500, but everybody's got a purse in their closet, don't they?
Exactly. Just in time for spring cleaning.
Ooh,
good thinking. Yeah.
You kicked me in the rear. I'm gonna have to go do it now. Go digging through those purses and bring them to you. So yeah. Who have you talked to in terms of peers? Has anybody said, "Now I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna go copy the homework"?
Like they're gonna bring in purses. Yeah, that's the other thing. I've got a ton of support from all the troops and the sergeants and my LTs at the Cadillac post, and we had a great response from their families and friends, and and a lot of this got out just because of word of mouth, and because they're pushing it out to the people that they know. And so I know a lot of the men that I work with, actually, their wives brought in purses, and they were like, "Thank you, for cleaning out the closet." So.
Well, they want more room for their stuff. Yeah. That's how that works.
That's
Rich.
True. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. So, it's possible that you're going to get someone who like a manufacturer of purses to hear about this. That's possible. It's out there. It could happen. Wouldn't that be exciting?
It could. Yeah. Who knows?
So, let's go over the drop dates and times so that folks can start digging through their closets and then bring this stuff to you. Where do you want people to deliver purses and your other items? Let's mention the list of other items that you'd like, and then your dates and times.
Okay. So new or gently used purses with any sort of like toiletry items. You could do face masks, hand sanitizer, socks, candy, little snacks. But I will be at the Cadillac Post on April 10th from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. in the front parking lot with our trailer collecting bags. And then you can drop off from April 12th until the 22nd at the Oasis Shelter in Cadillac or at Cove in Ludington. And then on April 22nd, we will do a Stuffed Blue Goose at the Walmart in Cadillac from 3 to 6 p.m.
How about cash donations? How do you feel about those?
We also do cash donations. You can donate anytime, though, cash.
Okay.
To
this program?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. To the shelters. Yep. I don't collect the cash, but they can.
Okay.
So.
And they just need to say, this is Trooper Tillman's program that we'd like to donate to, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Now, the last event is April 22nd, right?
Yes.
But you'll accept donations anytime, right?
Oh, yeah. The shelters will always accept donations. Definitely.
And Rich, more often than not, that shelter's at capacity. So we're not talking about 1 or 2 purses here that need to leave with these women. We're talking about hundreds of purses that need, in a year, that need to go out. So, boy, Andrea, I got the chills. It's really a remarkable program.
It must be rewarding to see something that you thought of grow exponentially like this.
It's great. It's nice to see how many people it's reaching and how many people it's going to help. And now that it's statewide, it's not just going to affect our area. It's going to affect, the entire state. So
other women are going to benefit too.
Yep.
I just chuckle about what was the church group from Indiana and the purses came.
Yes.
That's a long reach.
Yeah.
How did they hear it? It just was obviously an outreach of that particular church. And boy, you could see lots of churches getting on board with this.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, it's something everybody's got. Everybody's got a purse. I mean, every lady does, so.
I don't.
Okay. But, and everybody also has a purse that they need to donate. I know that's true.
But I got cash I can donate for sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, Trooper Andrea Tillman, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you for all you're doing. Thank you for your service and keeping us safe and trying to help a segment of the population that really needs the help.
Congratulations on your wild success.
Thank you.
Purses with a purpose.
Trooper Andrea Tillman, our guest this morning. Join us next week, same time, same station, for more local chat on Cadillac Unscripted, sponsored by Independent Bank on 107.9 CDY.